Hi, this is Pebbles, and this video is about Patrick Swayze, meeting Patrick Swayze in spirit. This is going to be a video that's going to be posted before the actual channeling video of Patrick Swayze that I filmed a little while ago. But Patrick kind of left it before the video was finished. But he had some really good things to share, so I'm still gonna put that video up, but this one's just an introduction before that one to just let you know about some things about Patrick Swayze, because he's been back and forth quite a few times since I've finished that video. So before I get into that, I just want to say, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for joining me. I've had a few new subscribers, so I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for the lovely comments as well, the people who've left the comments. Anyone who's subscribed, hope you're enjoying the other videos. If you're not seeing them, check them out, because I've got some beautiful souls in the videos that I've channeled that have come through, and they've got some really interesting, helpful things to say as well. So, but yeah, thank you very much for being here, very much appreciated. So, about Patrick. Now, Patrick Swayze is a very oh god, there's just so many words to describe him. He's very in spirit, he's very hilarious, he's cheeky, he's a prankster, he's just so many things. He's just not it's just so strange, because I have like, well, I mean, I suppose some of us do, but yeah, you kind of have like a little bit of a preconceived idea of what, you know, spirits are going to come through like, and what they're going to be like. And I have only watched, I wasn't like, I mean, I thought Patrick Swayze was good, but it wasn't like I was a fan that watched, you know, all of his movies. I'd only seen Point Break and Ghost. And Dirty Dancing, yeah, that's it. They're the only three movies that I'd ever seen with Patrick Swayze in. So I hadn't seen him getting interviewed, or I hadn't seen anything of him, you know, from the movies, apart from the movies, sorry. So I didn't really know what his personality was like, or anything like that, you know, apart from being in the movies. But, you know, I kind of just maybe just thought, oh, you know, I'm not too sure what I thought, but yeah, I just didn't really expect him to be like quite, you know, extrovert or funny, or have a, you know, quite a, you know, a nice personality, or come across like just, you know, as he did, kind of like, just quite a fun, nice person. I wasn't sure what I'd say what it'd be like, but yeah, after he came through, I watched a couple of the interviews, and I was like, oh, I'm quite surprised that, you know, he seems really nice and funny and friendly, and, you know, yeah, quite extrovert, and making jokes and things like that, and I just didn't really expect that of him. So when he first came through to me, you know, he was just not what you'd expect, you know, a spirit to be. So he just blew any, you know, preconception of what you think a spirit's going to come through like out of the water completely, because he was just so a mishmash of being jokey, like pretending to be annoyed. You know, he's funny, he's cheeky, but yeah, he's just so many things that it's so strange. He's just one of the beings that I would say that I just wish someone could be in my place with me and witness what he's like, because he's just really shocked the hell out of me how he is. And before I knew that I was going to be channeling, because when I channel people, I don't like to sort of look too much up about them, or, you know, if anything, I try not to look anything or any other channelings of what other people have done. But I did watch a really nice channeling of Patrick Swayze, and he didn't carry on with that person like he does for me. He's very he gives me a hard time, basically. Yeah, he comes up and he pretends to give me a hard time, and he's joking, but it's like he's totally like he's come back and forth, joking around. So the first time he came in, and you'll see that on the video. He came through, and he was very he came through, and he was wearing like a nice smart black shirt, black pants, you know, very smart. He brought a sofa with him, and he lay back on the sofa. He and brought a rose. He brought a rose, and he apologised for not being able to give it to me. And then he was lying back on the sofa with the rose between his teeth. And he called me. He was calling me mum, and I was saying, okay, oh yeah, that's really nice. I like the way you do that. So that was at the beginning when I first met him. I said that. He was jokey. He was kind of like messing around and joking around. And when I was asking him, you know, I was quite confused, and I was like, I just didn't expect him, you know, to be like that. He was kind of making me feel like he was acting with me how he acted with people on the set of the movie. So he referred to that. If he referred to that as well, and he said that he didn't want to answer any questions about the movies. And then he did. Then he was bringing up the movies. So one of the things that he was saying, and he still says now, is that he's like Johnny. So he kept saying he was like Johnny. Now, when he first said that in the other video, I kind of got like a bit confused, because I was thinking, hang on, isn't Keanu Reeves' name's Johnny in Point Break? And then I was asking him what his name was in Point Break, and he wouldn't tell me. He refused to tell me. I had to look it up. But then I realised his name was Johnny in Dirty Dancing. So that's his thing, that he tends to say, I'm back like Johnny. So basically he's saying in spirit, you know, he's fit, he's healthy, he's got his body back. You know, I know they don't have the physical body in a sense, but of course they can construct the body and come through to us in the way they like to show. So when he does that, he's fit, he's healthy, but he's healthy, of course, on the other side. You know, he's not, obviously, you know, we know he passed with an illness, he's not ill. He's very healthy, and he feels good, and of course healthy. But when he, you know, shows himself to be who he is, when he first come through to me, was very much like Dirty Dancing, the character in Dirty Dancing. So he looked exactly, you know, the same as that. His eyes were very accentuated, they just stood out. Patrick Swayze, you know, has quite distinctive eyes anyway. You know, if you were obviously to take a picture and even cover up the rest of the face, most of us would probably say, I think that's Patrick Swayze. You know, he's kind of got quite unique eyes, a look that that's recognisable. But there was just something about him when he first came through that his eyes were even more, they stood out a lot more. A very sort of like more of an intense stare when he came through. So yeah, they really, really stood out, you know. But he's really nice. He's funny. He's hilarious. He's just so funny. But so that's his thing. Yeah. About looking like Johnny. It's about, I'm healthy. He's very happy. You know, he comes back and forth. After we did the video, and as I say, he left. He just disappeared before he had a chance. So the video does just stop without any, you know, goodbyes. But then a little bit after that, just give me a minute, because it's been a while. It's actually been a while now that I did that. So he's come back and forth quite a few times. So he's come back again after that, and I was, you know, saying, where have you gone? But he came through at one point when Chris Cornell was here. And I mentioned that in one of the other videos, but yeah, he came through and he was asking me, you know, when are we gonna, you know, finish off the video? And he was like, you know, when are we gonna do the video? Then he accused me of not getting to do his video because I was spending too much time with Chris. And it was just so laughable how he was, and just the way he comes through it and carries on. He comes through and he tells me off. And I'm like, did you carry on like this with anybody else? And then he'll just laugh, and then he'll just be like, are we going to get going? Are we going to get this done or what? Come on. And then I said, okay, well, you know, we'll sort out a video. And then another time he came through, and I kind of like, you know, if I'm asking people to come through, I first have my eyes closed and wait for them to come through. And as I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, he's like, and and I'm opening my eyes, and he's standing there like, you know, come on, you know, hurry up, you're gonna do this. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So he's just an amazing character, but you're just like, he's you know, he's basically shocked the hell out of me. And then after he'd come through to me, I did have a little check of an interview with Jennifer Grey, who was obviously in Dirty Dancing with him, and she was talking about how, yeah, at first that, you know, she didn't sort of get on with him, and then, you know, she didn't want him to be in Dirty Dancing, and then she did. And I think they were kind of saying I know Whoopi Goldberg was there, but I think she was kind of saying that, like, he was a prankster on set and doing things like that and constantly talking and giving her a hard time. And that's what he's like with me. So, you know, I asked him that. I was like, are you trying to show me through your actions what you were like to them? So, you know, it'd be interesting to see or to hear from anyone who, you know, did know him in real life, because he's just constantly back and forth. And yeah, I mean, I was speaking to somebody the other night, and then he just came straight through, and I was like, oh, he just walked up and he was like, are we going to get this video done? Now, don't listen to it in my voice. Try and imagine, I know most of you probably know what he sounds like, try and imagine what it's like in Patrick Swayze's voice, him just walking up and saying, and you know, in that accent, that lovely accent, you know, what are we doing? We're going to get this video done or what? And I'm like, we did a video, you know, you know, you walked off. And he was like, well, I was going to come back. And it's like he tries to instigate these like fake jokey arguments. I'm like, what is going on? So he came up, and then, yeah, so I was like, okay, look, what I'm going to do. So he's like, well, scratch that, we'll do another video. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I need to put that video up, just give me time to just do another one, and then let me just sort of edit that one or just get it up, because he did have some really nice things to share in the video. I can't remember what it was, I'd have to watch it again, but it was some yeah, he did, yeah, because I did ask him to share, you know, what could we do, you know, right now to deal with things. And he made me laugh, because he was like, keep your chin up, and I was like, Patrick, we need a little bit more than that. And he was joking, and he did give more. And he spoke about some interesting things in that video. So yeah, that video still definitely has to go up. But he is a complete character. He, you know, I would love to know if anybody else who's channeled him gets the same treatment as I do. I mean, he is absolutely hilarious, but it's just quite shocking. But it's like, is this for real? Is it, you know, is what is going on? It's so confusing. But yeah, he'll just come up and argue, and then he'll laugh, and he'll say I'm joking. Oh yeah, and then when I asked him when I said to him in the first video about how I liked how he called me mum, last night I think I can't even keep up with the days. I don't even know what day it is, but I think it was last night he came, and he said hello doll, and they said, oh no, it's mum, isn't it? So he actually remembered that I said to him that I thought it was nice how he called me mum. So yeah, he's just brilliant. But what I want to do as well is just share, so just let me know, because I can't remember them by heart. But he did share some nice things as well on one of his other visits. He's been back and forth, let's say, quite a few times. The other night when he came as well, he was showing me him running around on a horse. And I did see that he did have horses, but he did let me know that that's what he's doing in spirit. It's like he's, not that you would imagine that there's wild horses in spirit, but he was making me feel like he trains them. Any wild horse, I think the term's breed them in, because he was like, it was like he was sitting on a horse that was running quite wild, and he was like, whoa, and he was like he was training it. So when he showed me that, I was like, you know, is that off one of your movies? And he mentioned that, no, that's me and my wife Lisa, you know, this is what I used to do, and this is what I'm doing. We had horses, so it seems like he's still very much, I know he loved his horses, so it seems like he's very much involved with horses over on the other side. But yeah, he did have some things to share. So on the first visit, yeah, he was very much like Johnny from Dirty Dancing. Another time when he came back, the time that he coughed, the way he came to do to me was Bodhi from Point Break. So he looked very much like that, same hair, you know, longer. Yeah, definitely more like that. So, and when he left the other night as well, I joked with him and I said, yeah, because you're like Johnny, aren't you? He said, yeah, like Johnny, and don't you forget it. So yeah, that he's mentioned that quite a few times. He wants people to know that he's back like Johnny. He's not in ill health. He's strong. He feels his best. So I don't know if in you know, in that movie, I mean, obviously he was in tip-top shape condition health-wise. Would have had to have been, you know, to do the dancing and stuff like that. But it seems like perhaps he was quite proud at that point in his life of himself and how he was, and he, you know, he liked how his physical body was and how fit he was and healthy he felt, because he really wants to put that across that, yeah, I'm back like Johnny, I'm back like Johnny, like I'm healthy, I'm exactly, you know, that's how I am now on the other side. So, you know, I think that's really nice news for people to know about him. So yeah, he's really funny. So yeah, one of the questions that I asked him was, okay, so when when you come back to me, I asked him, when you come back to me, and I say, okay, Patrick, come in now. What is it that you feel? How do you know that I'm asking you to come through? And what, you know, what does it feel like to you? And what he said was, he explained in the movie, in Dirty Dancing, when he's opposite Baby, and he's saying, you know, look into my eyes, and then he's like, feel it here, feel the moves within your body. He said it's like that you kind of feel it. I don't know if it's like that for everyone. Some of them have said a couple of different things, like I think it was Michael Hutchins said that when there's like an opening, it's kind of like stars below or stars in the ground, so you can see like the twinkling stars when you know there's like an opening, when there's someone's an open channel and you know it's open for them to come through. He said that, but then Michael Hutchins is very much into stars. He's very much into looking up at the cosmos, and you know, a lot of the time Michael Hutchins lies on the floor and looks up and is always telling me that he's looking at the stars. That's what he tends to do when he comes through, is look up at the stars, or put that view in front of him so he can see the stars. So I'm not sure if that was his way of describing that, or you know, he actually sees that. But I think a couple of them did say that, but Patrick did explain it in this. So it's like some of them have got their own interpretation of what, you know, they're relating how they feel to come through to us, to do with things that they like. So it's like Patrick, because he, you know, he's into dance, he's liking it to that. Michael, because he likes the stars, he's liking it to that. So I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's what he said. He said, you know, you feel it and you kind of move. And then he said how he gets here. He can, let's just see. Yeah, he said he can run. Yeah, I know they can run, walk, or teleport, and fly. And that's what he said. You know, he said like he likened it to the part in Dirty Dancing. Yeah, the bit where the end where the song plays, and then yeah, Baby jumps and he has to catch her. So he likened it to that. You know, the dance move with the jump. So he, you know, that's what he likened it to. He also explained that on the other side, it's a very beautiful place. It's a very peaceful place, and he's happy. He said, you know, his life's great. He also said, yeah, there's no treachery, there's no backstabbing, there's no tricksters. Yeah, no trickery. You know, everyone's, you know, trustworthy. Where he is, I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that there isn't souls on the other side that are not so good. There's obviously negative ones, but where Patrick is, where he's residing on the other side, you know, that's what it's like. He was comparing it as well, you know, to here in life. You know, we can get like a lot of those kind of negative things, and he was saying, you know, on the other side where he is, you know, it's not like that. he also said that to transition on the other side is an adjustment. It's a really big adjustment. He said you are plucked away from everything that you are, everything you've ever known, and everyone that you've ever known, into this obscure space. So he likened it to, like, he was saying, think of it as in, you know, us on the airplane, we may have a wallet or a handbag, and you know, when maybe perhaps you get a new one and you swap it and you're like, oh, I can't get used to this, or this wallet's different, I like the old one better, or this bag's different, I like the old one better. He likened it to that. He said, you know, even something as simple as that, people need to get used to it, and you know, it's a small, very small, minute change, but it's still a change that sometimes people can't get used to. So imagine trying to get used to, you know, going over to the other side. But you know, he did have really good things to say to it. He was just talking about when you first go over, you know, that's actually, you know, the reality of it, that you are, you know, plucked away from everybody, things like that. He was talking about how we get attached to things, our personas, our personality, our belongings, and to people. So yeah, you know, once you go over, kind of thing, you know, all of that, there's that letting go period of you know, realizing that, yeah, okay, that's gone now, and this is starting. I asked him about, because it's become apparent that, yeah, just because you're related to people, it's not like everybody that you're related to, you all go over and you all stay together. I'm understanding that now, that it's not like that. So even if, and I think it's a choice as well, but even if you related to somebody, it's more about the people that you're connected to and you enjoyed being with, that you would be around. So if perhaps there's somebody that you don't necessarily like, or you didn't, you know, get on with, or you weren't connected to, let's say. So let's say that, you know, you didn't grow up with somebody, even though they were biologically, you know, a parent or, you know, related to you. So you may not necessarily be in that space if you don't wish to. You may come across them there, but you won't necessarily be in that space together and spend a lot of time with that person, because you weren't connected to them on an emotional level here. So, and I'm not saying you can't be, but I'm saying you wouldn't necessarily be. So I think that's up to the individuals themselves. So Patrick was saying that, yeah, you know, it's not like everybody's together. So think of it as a wedding reception. So let's just say you're in a building with different weddings in. There's going to be like different function rooms, one here, one there, one there. And if you're invited to the wedding, you would automatically, even if you went out, you know, into the corridor, say like you go into the toilets or things like that, when you go back in, if you've been to a wedding, you go into the function room that you were invited to, because you know all the guests. Now, there is other rooms with like maybe another wedding going on there, another wedding going on there. Now you can go into that room if you want to, but you probably wouldn't go into that room because you're not invited to that wedding, you don't know the guests. So you're going to feel a little bit out of place there. You're not going to spend time with those people because you don't know anyone, i.e. you're not emotionally connected to those people. So you're going to go to the wedding room, the function room, where you know the people, and you're connected to them. So that's how he explained it as well, in the space that, you know, he's in, or, you know, the people are in. They're going to be with the people that they're more connected to, kind of thing. So that was just a couple of things that he did explain. Let me just see if there's any more. Oh yeah, and the last thing was that, yeah, he was saying it's great to have all the transformations. Oh yeah, it's great to be there. It's great to be over on the other side with all the transformations, and all the things that they can do, the amazing things they can do. They can be in like certain places, different places at the one time. You know, they can fly, they can run, they can maneuver things. They don't need to, they can just conjure up things like that. You know, they can still enjoy things like we do, like playing instruments, going places, activities, sports. You know, if you did something here on the airplane, you know, you can continue doing that over there, but lots of other things as well, swimming, going to the fairground, just enjoying life like you do here. But you don't need money, and you don't obviously need a place to keep all of your belongings, because you don't need them. You can conjure them up and then they can just disappear. So yeah, you don't have to keep all the clutter with you or anything like that. You don't have sort of like the maintenance of the physical body. You don't have to be, in hair and makeup or rehearsing lines and scripts and things like that. You can just do whatever you want to, even if you wanted to maybe, I didn't want to say the acting, but the performers, they've said that that they still perform, but yet they don't have to sort of like learn the lyrics, or they don't have to they can just perform the songs without like going into rehearsals, or preparing stage costumes, hair, makeup, all that kind of stuff. They don't need to do that. So even though they're on the other side, and they get to do all these great things that obviously we have to do a lot more here, and we're bogged down with the clutter, or we have to get ready and things like that. He was saying that even though there's all those great things, they often take it for granted, because they get so used to it over there, especially when they've been there for quite a period of time, and they kind of forget that it's so much better and more useful than the limitations that we had before previously on air. So I thought that was really nice, that it feels like like we do, even Spirit can take things for granted and be like, oh yeah, we can do all this. It's been a long time now that we've been doing this. We actually forget how great it is compared to what we had it like on air. So they were just some things that I thought was quite interesting that he shared. Just give us a little bit of insight into what it's like in the spiritual realm, because I know that like really interests me and fascinates me. So that's just a little bit of what I wanted to touch on before the video of Patrick Swayze actually coming through goes up. I thought he might have actually popped in the middle of this, but maybe he's waiting. I did tell him, I was like, I'm just doing this, but I'm going to be talking about you. But normally he just storms up and it's like, what's going on? What's taking you so long? He's very bossy, but he's absolutely brilliant. He's hilarious, and as I say, he's really blown out of the water any preconceived ideas of this is what a spirit should be like, this is what a spirit acts like, this is how a spirit comes through, this is the only way spirits usually speak. It's all that goes out the window with Patrick. He is a character and a half. That's all I can say. It must have been really funny for people to spend time with him anyway, or on the set, because he's a character. He really is a character. He's just there's just no other way to describe him, but he's really, really funny, and it's been a pleasure to bring him through, which I didn't plan on bringing him through. I usually get told who is going to be coming through for me, and he wasn't one of them. I just mentioned him in a conversation and just thought, you know what, that'd be really interesting to speak to, because I really like that film Ghost, and I just thought to channel Patrick Swayze, it would just be so surreal, knowing, oh, hang on a minute, but I watched that film, and then to channel him now. So I just thought that'd be really good, and I said it, and I just said it in conversation. I think at that point, or maybe the next night, there he was, and I was like, oh wow, gosh, I really wasn't expecting that. But as I say, it has been a real pleasure to speak to him, and he's going to be coming back because he said he wants to do another video, so he's probably going to be coming back. So hope you enjoyed this first introduction about how he came through and stuff like that. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be uploading the other video after this, so you can see the actual channeling. But as I say, just remember, it will just go off because he just disappeared. So, but before that, he did make himself feel very comfortable. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back again soon with another channeling again. Not sure it's going to be with yet, but happy August, everybody. Have a wonderful month anyway. But as I say, I'll be back this week. So thank you for watching, and speak to you soon. Bye.